What's up, guys? It's NezReacts, and today it's finally time. I'm finally getting to take over WWE for 2021. And before we begin, this is gonna be a long one, and for the most part, I only included the main topics and the main stuff that I wanted to focus on, and the other stuff was just little slight stuff. The first thing, and I will be reading through my notes and everything, and also this video was originally supposed to be a video like how I usually do my videos with all the pictures and all that stuff, but I couldn't because everything started messing up and started overheating and all that stuff. And I was gonna wait to make this video and wait until it started working again, but I was like, you know what, I finally gotta give it to everybody. Let's get it out the way. The people wanna know, so I'm gonna do it right now, and I'm gonna be booking the rest of 2021. And the first thing we're starting off with is the fact that I lowered the pay-per-views. Now, we have a pay-per-view every month. Well, not with me. I decided as GM, as the owner, I will be shortening it down. So here is what the schedule is. We will be keeping Backlash for May for this month. But then we're gonna skip. We're gonna have Backlash. Then we're gonna have Money in the Bank in June. Then we're gonna skip all the way through July with no pay-per-view. The next pay-per-view will be in August, which is SummerSlam, of course. And then we're not gonna have a pay-per-view until October, which will be Hell in a Cell. And then after that, in November, we'll have Survivor Series, of course. And then we'll be skipping over December, so no TLC. We're going to go straight to Royal Rumble in 2022. And then we're going to have No Way Out in February. It's not going to be called Elimination Chamber anymore. We're gonna run it back to the old days when there's No Way Out. So the return of No Way Out, that's what it is. We're going to make it No Way Out. And then we're going to have WrestleMania in April, of course. We're going to continue the night 1 and night 2. So those are the two things. So we're gonna start off at Backlash. I used some of the current day situations that was going on, but also made my own mix to it. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do. All right. So the card is gonna have Apollo versus Big E for the IC title. We got Dolph Ziggler versus Street Profits for the SmackDown titles. AJ and Omos versus the Viking Raiders. Roman and Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship. Then we have Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Then we have Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Tamina and Natalya. Then we have Asuka and Rhea for the women's title. Then we have Bianca versus Sasha for the SmackDown women's title. And then the main event is Drew versus Bobby, for the World Heavyweight Championship. So this is how it goes. Apollo will be retaining. Dolph Ziggler and the Street Profits would happen, and Dolph Ziggler and Bobby will be retaining, but Dawkins is gonna be injured. He gets hurt. This is a very important part. He's hurt. All right. And then we're gonna have AJ and Omos versus the Viking Raiders. AJ and Omos retain. Nothing bad about that. Roman versus Daniel. Roman retains. Cesaro and Seth Rollins. The final match, hopefully. This is where everybody's thinking. Hopefully. But it is. So Cesaro will be winning, and Shayna Baszler and Natalya will be losing to Tamina and Natalya. So therefore, Tamina and Natalya are your new women's tag team champions. But there's more. That's the end of the women's tag team titles. We're no longer using that. That's the final. So the final champions ever is Tamina and Natalya. So no more of the women's tag titles. I'm sorry, I can't handle it. It's going to be too much to be booking them, and there's not really any strong women tag teams. So there's really no point in me to keep it going. So therefore, no more women's tag team. Then, Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea retains the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca versus Sasha rematch. Bianca wins. Simple. And then Drew versus Bobby. Bobby wins. Simple. Now we're going to head in all the way. We're just going to go skip by Raw and, SmackDown. We're not going to do in too much of it. We're just going to build up. So I'm not going to really go through the entire every moment of Raw and SmackDown. We're just going to go straight to the pay-per-views, and you'll get it from there. But side note, also, the whole Fiend and Alexa Bliss thing, canceled. I'm not doing that anymore. It's starting to get really boring and it's just really bad. When I was at WrestleMania 37, man, I thought the ending of the Orton and Fiend match was cool. I think it was dope, but I'm tired of the whole Fiend and Alexa thing. I'm done with that. That's over with. There's no Alexa versus the Fiend feud, none of that. They're gone. Okay? The Fiend and Alexa Bliss are still there. They're not feuding. They just will be gone doing their own things, and it just won't no more of the whole situation with them. So they still are there, but they're not together anymore. There's no feuds at all with them. All right. And for June, before anything gets going in June, I will be releasing Nia Jax. Yep, I'm actually doing releases because Nia Jax is not good. I'm sorry if you guys have an opinion saying that I'm wrong. Okay, but hey, it's facts. Nia Jax for me is horrible. I'm sorry, she's just not good, and I feel like she shouldn't be in the moment that she's in, being a champion and all that. So no. In June, I will be releasing Nia Jax, and I'm keeping that money for a special signing, which you'll be seeing in a little bit. So yes, Nia Jax is gone, and then Ricochet and Reginald will be a tag team on Raw. Yep. Reginald's finally going to do something in ring-wise, finally. Him and Ricochet are going to team up. So that's going to be a thing. So we're going to head into Money in the Bank. We have Randy versus Bobby for the WWE Championship. Now it's Randy versus Bobby now. Then we're going to have the Money in the Bank match will be Cesaro, Seth Rollins, Big E, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, Elias, and yeah, that's the Money in the Bank. The U.S. title match will be Sheamus versus Matt Riddle. AJ and Omos will take on Ricochet and Reginald for the Raw titles. And Bianca will face Bayley for the Women's Championship. And Charlotte will face Rhea for the Raw Women's Championship. And now I'm going to go into it. I'm just going to move my thing here so I don't keep having to break my neck. Okay, so we're going to have Charlotte versus Rhea, but Rhea will win due to the interference from Asuka. So Asuka will be taking out Charlotte, therefore Rhea wins. Bianca retains against Bayley, just because. AJ and Omos will defeat Ricochet and Reginald, fine. U.S. title, Sheamus versus Matt Riddle, just to get, their final match in. So Sheamus will retain. At the Money in the Bank, the winner of the Money in the Bank will be Cesaro. Cesaro will become Mr. Money in the Bank. It's going to be very important. He's finally getting that push that everybody wanted. And now the main event is Randy versus... Oh, I'm sorry. I totally missed out on my... Jesus Christ. I totally missed out on my Roman versus Edge. That's going to be the last match of the night. But before that, we're going to have Randy versus Bobby for the championship. But guess who comes out? It becomes a no contest due to the fact that Brock Lesnar returns. I got Brock Lesnar back in this bed. Brock Lesnar will be taking out Bobby and Randy. So therefore, no clean winner. Bobby retains due to disqualification. And now, Roman versus Edge at the end of the night. And guess what? Roman versus Edge. Edge finally wins the big one. He finally does it. He's now Universal Champion due to the fact that Jey Uso messed up. He accidentally super kicked Roman, and then Edge hit him with the spear, and Jey Uso gets knocked out of the ring. 1, 2, 3, Edge wins due to the fact that Jey Uso messed up. So now Edge is finally champion. And now this is very important now. I decided that since Edge is now Universal Champion, there will no longer be a Universal Championship. Edge will bring it back to the big gold World Heavyweight Championship. The championship that everybody loves? Yes. Edge was like, listen, you know what? Since I'm champ, I'm going to bring it back to where I left it. So we're going to bring it back. So he throws out the Universal title. We bring back the World Heavyweight Championship. So that's going to be a thing. I hope I make everybody happy with that decision. But that's where I'm going with. So now we're going to go in. Montez Ford is now a singles wrestler. He's finally getting that singles push. We're finally going to see him as a single wrestler. Now, heading into SummerSlam, we have Apollo Crews versus Montez Ford. Apollo wins via disqualification. Montez Ford wins due to disqualification. Apollo's still champ. AJ and Omos will take on Ricochet and Reginald. Ricochet and Reginald will finally win the Raw Tag Team Championships. And after that, AJ blames Omos, so that's gonna be a huge situation that's gonna be going on later on and later in the whole 2021. Dolph and Rude will take on Mysterio duo. That's what I'm just gonna call them, which is Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Rey and Dominic Mysterio wins the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre for the for the US title. I have Sheamus winning. Rhea versus Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. Yep, we're just gonna give Shayna a shot since she got nothing else to do, and she's really talented. And I don't want to just let her just sit there in the back just doing nothing. So I will have Shayna will be losing though to Rhea. Charlotte versus Asuka. Charlotte wins. Now the co-main event is Bobby versus Randy versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. And Bobby wins. Bobby retains. That's pretty much it. But the way he wins, he pins Randy. He doesn't pin Brock. Whoa. Doesn't pin Brock. And the Edge, oh my God, I'm messing up. I'm just excited how I actually feel like I actually booked this amazingly. And I feel like I did such a good job. So we're going to have Roman versus Edge, the main event of SummerSlam. And Roman gets back the World Heavyweight Championship due to the fact that Jey Uso fixed up what he messed up at Money in the Bank. Since he messed up at Money in the Bank, Roman was mad at him throughout the whole time. And then SummerSlam comes, Roman wins the title by Jey Uso screwing out Edge. And then we're going to have Jey Uso turn on Roman. That's the end of SummerSlam. That's how we're cut off after that. Jey Uso's upset. He's running down the ramp, frustrated at Roman. Roman's down on the floor, and that's how we end SummerSlam. Now we're going to head into Hell in a Cell down in October. We're going to have Apollo Crews versus Kevin Owens for the IC title. Kevin Owens will win the title. And then we're going to have Omos versus AJ Styles in a Hell in a Cell match so they can squash their beef. Because remember, back in SummerSlam, AJ blamed Omos for them losing the titles. And AJ's going to get squashed, obviously. And then Sheamus versus Randy Orton for the Hell in a Cell match for the US Championship. Randy wins the title. Then we're going to have Bobby versus Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell match. And Brock will win the WWE Championship. Then, for the World Heavyweight Championship, we have Roman versus Jey Uso. And Roman teaches Jey Uso a lesson, and Roman retains the World Heavyweight Championships. Now, after this, I am going to go down to NXT and call up around maybe two women's wrestlers because the women's division sucks now. So we're going to pick up some NXT superstars, and we're going to pick up Dakota Kai and Toni Storm, which isn't bad. It really isn't bad. They're really not going to do much at NXT, so I just called them up for Survivor Series. Now, we're headed into Survivor Series. Team Raw for women's will consist of Shayna, Asuka, Charlotte, Toni Storm, Dakota Kai. Versus Team SmackDown, which will be Sasha, Bayley, Naomi, Lana, and Dana Brooke. And Team Raw would win. So, Team SmackDown for the women's loss. Raw wins for that one. 1-0. Next is the men's Survivor Series match. You got Raw is Drew, Omos, AJ, Matt Riddle, Lashley versus Montez Ford, Daniel Bryan, Edge, Seth Rollins, and Cesaro. And Team SmackDown will win that match. Next, we have Bianca versus Rhea, and Bianca will be taking out Rhea. Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton wins. The Mysterios versus Reginald and Ricochet. Ricochet and Reginald win that. And the final match is Brock versus Roman Reigns. Two Paul Heyman guys going against each other at Survivor Series. One is WWE Champion, one is World Heavyweight Champion. They're going at it one-on-one at Survivor Series, the main event. And Roman doesn't win. I mean, he actually does win. I'm lying to you. I have Roman winning. But afterwards, Brock gets upset. F5's Roman. He's down. And here goes Cesaro. And at Survivor Series, to end the year off, Cesaro cashes in. And he's now WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Just World Heavyweight Champion. Now, he's holding the big gold championship up high. And he's in SmackDown with the World Heavyweight Championship. It's crazy. Heading into Royal Rumble 2022, we're going to start off with a bang. We're going to have Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Brock wins. Roman versus Cesaro for the World Heavyweight title. Cesaro wins. The Women's Royal Rumble, I got AJ Lee returning. My girl AJ Lee will be returning. And also, Becky Lynch is returning. And the winner of that will be Becky. She will be going to the WrestleMania. So she wins the Women's Royal Rumble. Next is the Men's Royal Rumble. This is where I talk to you. This is why I released NezReacts, to get this person in. Okay, so in the Men's Royal Rumble, we're going to have John Cena return. I didn't sign. John Cena's already in contract. But this is the reason why I released NezReacts. In the Men's Royal Rumble, John Cena will be returning. And the return, I finally got him to join WWE. CM Punk returns. And CM Punk will win. And he will finally be main eventing WrestleMania like he's been waiting to do for so long. So CM Punk is happy now. I guaranteed him a main event at WrestleMania, and now he's getting it. So CM Punk wins that. Now we're headed into No Way Out. And at No Way Out, we're going to have Kevin Owens versus Montez Ford for the IC Championship. And Montez Ford gets his first singles title, and he's Intercontinental Champion. Next, we have the SmackDown Women's Elimination Chamber match. We're going to have Bianca, Sasha, Bayley, Carmella, AJ Lee, Naomi, and Bianca retains the title. Next, we have the Raw Women's Elimination Chamber match. You got Rhea, Charlotte, Asuka, Shayna, Dakota Kai, Toni Storm, and Rhea retains. The World Championship match, we have Roman, Cesaro, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Daniel Bryan, and Edge. And as close as it is, the last three is Roman, Cesaro, and Seth. Brock breaks out the cage. Brock F5's Roman, and now Roman is down. Cesaro pins Roman, 1, 2, 3. Roman is out. Is now Seth and Cesaro at the main event. At the last two. And somehow, some way, Seth finally gets his revenge on Cesaro, and Seth Rollins is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Seth Rollins is going into WrestleMania as the World Heavyweight Champ. What a way, right? It's crazy. And at the end, it will be the WWE Championship match. Elimination Chamber will be AJ, Bobby, Brock, Omos, Drew, and Braun Strowman. The final three will be AJ, Bobby, and Brock. Brock F5's Bobby, 1, 2, 3. Next is Brock and AJ. They're going at it. Roman comes out. Roman gets his revenge and spears Brock. AJ gets the win, and AJ is now WWE Champion. I know it's a biased thing. It seems biased, but I just feel like it's right because of what you're going to see at WrestleMania. So AJ will become WWE Champion again and is headed to WrestleMania as WWE Champion. And now we're here. After all my build-ups and everything I've done this year, we're finally at WrestleMania. Night 1 will consist of the Raw Tag Team titles on the line. Reginald and Ricochet will take on the New Day, which Ricochet and Reginald will retain. Riddle versus Randy versus Sheamus for the U.S. title. Randy retains. Then we're going to have Shayna versus Toni Storm for a no disqualification match. It's just two women going at it. No storyline build up. They just want to face each other. It's fine. I feel like it's totally cool. And Toni Storm will win. We're going to have Omos versus Braun Strowman. Okay? And Omos is going to win. Then we're going to have Bobby versus Drew in a last man standing match. What a night 1 card, right? It's crazy. And Drew is going to win that one to get his revenge from last year's WrestleMania. Then we have Rhea versus Charlotte versus Becky for the Raw Women's Championship. And Becky wins back the title that she never lost. All right? And the main event of night 1 will be AJ versus Triple H for the WWE Championship. If AJ wins, Triple H's career is over. And that's how it is. AJ wins. And now Triple H's career is over, and he'll end it off in a bang in a 10-star match against one of the best ever, AJ Styles. Now we're heading into night 2. Night 2 will begin with the Mysterios going against Chad Gable and Otis, and the Mysterios will retain the SmackDown Men's Championships. We're going to have Montez versus John Cena for the IC title night 2 of WrestleMania. Sadly, Montez Ford will not be winning. John Cena will win the IC title and finally become a Grand Slam champion, as he should have a long time ago. So John Cena is now IC champion. And we have AJ versus Bianca for the Women's Championship. And I'm going to say, and Oh, I put it as an Iron Women's match. The first, I don't know if it's the first, but we're going to have it in an Iron Women's match. I call it as an Iron Women's match. And the winner will be AJ Lee by 1 pinfall. And then we're going to have Sami Zayn come out, talk about his conspiracy still. We're still on that because he has nothing better to do. He's just talking like, listen to that. And then everything shuts off and The Fiend returns. So he'll face The Fiend. The Fiend takes him out in a, just really fast mandible claw. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn loses. Next, we have Edge versus Daniel Bryan in a career-threatening match. Whoever loses, career is over. And this will be the final match for Edge, as Daniel Bryan will be winning. So this is Edge's last WrestleMania, which I think is fine. I think that's a perfect way to end Edge's career. He went against, a lot of great wrestlers, so might as well. And I think he'll be fine with that. He'll probably talk to me like, you know what, I'm cool with that, Alex. I'm cool with that, Nez. You know what I mean? I'm cool. We can end it like that. I'll be like, all right, cool. Anyways, so then the co-main event will be Brock versus Roman. And remember, like I said, they're 2 Paul Heyman guys. Who is Paul gonna choose? You know what I mean? So Brock and Roman are going at it, and Brock is being turned by Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman chooses Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns will be winning at oh my God, I'm just like, I really wish this was actually a thing. That's why I'm so excited. Like, I actually wish I was booking this. Anyways, Roman Reigns will be winning, and Paul Heyman will become an official. Paul Heyman, his official advocate will be Roman Reigns. The main event of night 2, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. They're going to go back and forth. We're going to have Seth Rollins do that corkscrew frog splash that he did last year. We're going to have a whole bunch of kickouts, close kickouts, go to sleep, 1, 2, kick out, Seth Rollins, curb stomp, 1, 2, kick out, everything. And then AJ comes as Seth is about to hit CM Punk with a chair because he's just frustrated. AJ Lee comes out, takes away the chair from Seth Rollins, and now Seth Rollins is about to hit CM Punk picks up Seth Rollins. He's going to hit the go to sleep. But right before that, the ref doesn't look, and AJ low blows CM Punk. She low blows her husband. AJ turns on CM Punk. Everybody's shocked. The whole entire arena, the AT&T Stadium, which is going to be is actually going crazy right now. Everybody's just in shock. And just looked like that. And AJ just walks away. Seth goes 1, 2, 3. And Seth Rollins will be retaining the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins is leaving WrestleMania as champ. That's how I would book 2021/2022. By the way, before I end off and leave, Vince and let Vince go back to doing what he's doing, I suggest that after WrestleMania, we should have, like how every sports have, like a season off. They should have an off season at least for a month, because after post WrestleMania for the last couple years have been very trash. Even this year, like, it's been hard to watch. So I feel like after WrestleMania, we should take at least a month off, and then you can start off everything again from where it ended off in WrestleMania. So that's how I would take over WWE in 2021. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it, man. Let me know if you want me to come back for 2022 to 2023 to see what I would do after that. Let me know, because I think I did a pretty good job. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't think so. But that's how I'm going to end this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you would enjoy. Please like, subscribe, push that notification button. I make videos every week. You can also follow me on Instagram at official_KingNez. And it's been NezReacts, and see you in my next one. Love you guys.